boy, has it been a great year for video game adaptation, with The Last of Us on HBO, and Chad Stileski saying that he is moving forward with a Ghost of Tsushima, and the Mario movie coming out here in April. Now let's talk about the origin story of one of the biggest video games of all time, Tetris. And let's see where this film falls on the Hot Pockets to hand grenades spectrum. The Tetris movie follows the story of Hank Rogers as he makes some very questionable life choices. As in, that man is crazy, and I'm amazed he actually succeeded. It's him trying to acquire the rights to a handheld version of Tetris for Nintendo, and then all of a sudden he learns a lot of deep shit about that whole licensing issue. It is a biopic, sort of. Some of these, the nature of the film has been exemplified and not real. But to be fair, I didn't know that, and I didn't really care because it was entertaining. The story is pretty interesting. Like, I was engaged the whole way through with the story of Tetris, and I just sort of took all of the super eccentric elements and just kind of ignored it because I was too enthralled by the whole bidding war aspect of it. And I think a lot of people are not liking this film because of those eccentricities, the eccentric elements of the film. And I didn't really mind it, mostly because I was too focused on the other aspects of the story, and it was entertaining. It was cool. It was very interesting to learn just the history of video games back in the 80s when they were first starting to get popularized. Something that I had studied a little bit, the rise and fall of many of these enterprises, and it was very cool to see all of the interactions, especially back when it was Soviet Union. The story gets an easy hand grenade score, as I'm just a sucker for video games. Let's just be, I think it's just honest. It was enthralling. It was really cool to see, and you're about to know why I love this movie even more. The cinematics, everything that was attributed to creating a good experience were there in the cinematics. The visuals would every once in a while change into that 8-bit pixel format, and it was wild to see. It really helped engage with the film, and it made the viewing experience even better. Even though some of the chase sequences were like not needed, it was cool to see them pixelated. Now, I have to talk about what is absolutely my favorite part of the film, and that was the score. Because in every element of this, in most of the score pieces for this film, they had the Tetris music incorporated into it, and that made it so good and so needlessly fire for no reason. The composer of that score was having a field day running wild with that Tetris music. It was so good. So good that it was easily the best part of the film, and I fucking loved the score. Now, I could talk all day about the score, but let's just end it there with the cinematics being an easy hand grenade score. The directing. Again, I liked the directing choices mentioned in cinematics and how it would swap from normal live action into that pixelated 8-bit format. Very good, very engaging. Storytelling from the director's perspective. Hand grenade. Acting. Taron Egerton. Ever since I saw him in Kingsman, I'm like, I want him in more. And he knocks it out of the park. He's great. Every cast member did great. So, let's keep it brief. Hand grenade score. My experience, I had a blast. My expectations, I wasn't expecting much, but I got more than I was expecting, and a lot more. And the music, again, I say, I loved the music in this film. And I just think that the the Tetris music should just be used in more everything. More games, more film. Like, there needs to be more. Tetris needs to just make music at some point too, and then just sell the music as well. Because, God, was the music in this film fire. Like, I don't care if you don't end up liking the film, but I think we can all agree that the score was great. And so, experience, expectations, easy hand grenade score. What does that mean? That this movie is a certified hand grenade. I'm gonna rewatch it. Hell, I might just end up listening to the score and soundtrack on loop sometimes, because that was awesome. And I can't recommend the score enough. The film was also great. I really enjoyed it, but I don't know if many people will. This one does seem a bit on the iffier side, like Inside or The Tutor, except those two fell on very different aspects of the spectrum. But yeah, easy hand grenade film for me. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments if you completely disagree. But if you enjoyed, like, subscribe. Other than that, I guess I'll leave you guys to it.